Hello Vidhi. Hello everyone. Good morning. We will wait for 2-3 minutes. Good morning everyone. Why you all are late today? Yes, your last session got lasted for a longer time.
No, ma'am, it was library session.
Oh, okay, fine. Then we'll still wait for 1 or 2 minutes. Good morning everyone. Okay, we can begin. Uh, okay, we are going to start a new unit today. Streams in Java, input-output streams in Java. Usually, whatever input you are taking in Java is, you are usually taking input using scanner class, and is nothing but a console input-output. You are uh, inputting the data from console, and you are outputting the data to your console. Input can also happen from files. That is the unit of file handling. When this unit itself, where you can pass the data to a file, you can save the file. First thing, you can create a file. You can input data inside a file. You can save the file and you can close the file. Also, you can open the file, you can read out the data from the file, and you can close that the file that you are currently reading. So this input output from file also can happen, from console also it can happen, and when you will be using the socket communication, you on network, when you'll be connecting your PCs via socket, that that is a topic in your advanced Java where you can set up a network and you can make one or more pieces connected in that network. You can create your own subnet mask and everything. It is a practical of your next semester, not this semester, but that also, whenever you are keeping your devices in network using socket communication, at that time also you are passing the data and you are retrieving the data from your server to client. Even that is happening now also. Whenever you are passing your request to the server and you are receiving it in the form of a request and response, two objects are there: request object and response object. Request object is used to send data to the server, and response object is used to retrieve the data from the server. Whatever communication is happening between you and your server, if it is in terms of Java's object, again that will be in terms of streams only. Stream is nothing. Stream in Java, what do you mean by stream? It is nothing but, a kind of a path from, on, and to which the data flows. Just like, a simple pipe from where the water flows. In the same way, streams meaning the path along which your data flow is happening. Whether it is to your destination or whether it is from your destination, be it storing the data on a file, writing the data to a file, or maybe reading it from a file, writing the data to console or reading it from a console, writing the data to your server, or maybe reading the data from your server. This complete operation of three different, input-output devices that I'm informing you here, that is, communication is always happening via stream only. And that comes in the, file handling also, that stream communication, the streams which are used for inputting and outputting the data, used for actually data flow. They can come from file also, they can come from console also, and the data can also come from your server. These are the three different types of input and output operations that you can perform in Java, be it on a network, be it on your console or from console, and be it on your file or from file. These are the three different targeted streams in which you can, in which the data will usually flow. Okay. And the Java Stream API, all the classes of Java Stream API are present in your IO package. The hierarchy is present in your IO package itself. IO stands for input and output. Okay. So all the large number of classes which are dealing with input and output, they are present in IO only. But you also have scanner and util package, that is okay. But almost all the files which are handling the input and output, they are all present in IO package itself. Java.io package is used for, you can use star here for importing it, because there are a lot many number of classes over here. If you go and explore, you'll understand there are a lot many number of classes in that, IO package. All the classes in the IO package are responsible for inputting and outputting data to or from a server, to or from a file, or to or from, console window. That is all this IO package is doing. You have a separate package for input output operation. See, there's all stream, stream input output. You can see buffered input stream, buffered output stream, byte array input stream, byte array output stream, stream communication, character, array reader, character, array writer. All these are stream communication, and all the classes are coming: file input stream, output stream, right? all filter, input stream, output stream, input stream reader. These are all stream operations. Stream is nothing but a pipe, or you can say the path along which your data is flowing. Whether it is from source to destination or from destination to source, you're always flowing the data in form of, the path that is nothing but your stream. And that path could be your program, destination could be your program and file, or console and your program, or network socket communication and your program. Whatever is it, it is going to be in form of a stream only. Okay, there are so many classes here. See, all these classes are responsible for inputting and outputting data. We don't have to work on every single class over here. We are going to work on hardly 5 to 8 classes, but all these classes are responsible for writing and reading the output and input from or to stream. Okay, and there are actually, they have categorized this complete operation of stream input and output into 2 different classes. There are 2 classes. See, the ability of they have categorized the input and output operation classes based on category. There are 2 categories. How they have categorized the category, that I am telling you. They have categorized the category based on whether the class is able to deal byte or character. Whether your class is able to input and output byte or character. According to that, they have divided the list of all the classes into 2 categories. Okay, whether your program is capable of dealing with byte or dealing with character. They have categorized your input and output stream in 2 different categories based on that, whether it is capable of dealing with byte or character. Dealing with whether it can input and output byte or whether it can input and output character. Based on this category, they have categorized it into 2 categories. The classes which are known as input stream and output stream. We have 2 classes over here, input stream and output stream. Both the classes are used for dealing with the byte operations, dealing with the input and output via byte. Meaning both the classes are capable of manipulating bytes to stream or from stream, meaning to destination or from destination. But input stream class and output stream class, both the classes are used for manipulating byte data type. And for character data type, you have reader and writer. All the classes which are or the classes which inherit reader and writer, both the classes, they are capable of manipulating or reading, or they are the root classes for character oriented streams. Or character input and output can be done by using or subclassing or using the property of these 2 classes. For byte input stream, for byte input and output, or for manipulating bytes from your source and destination, we use input stream, output stream classes. As the name suggests, input stream for inputting the bytes, output stream for outputting your data to your file, to your console, or to your network communication. Same, reader and writer both are used for, both the classes are used for, using the character oriented streams. They are used for, character manipulation, inputting or outputting, reading and writing for character input streams and output stream. Anybody having any questions so far? Anybody having any questions so far? In understanding this, what is stream? Then streams are classified into 2 different streams. One is byte oriented, one is character oriented. Byte oriented stream, if you want to input byte from user, or if you want to output byte to your destination, whatever is its file, console, or network, then you will use input stream classes and output stream classes. And for using character oriented, manipulation, we use, it is for byte and character only? Yes, these classes are capable of inputting and outputting byte and character only. But the beauty over here is that you can always convert your byte to string, and similarly, you can always convert your character to string. And then from string, you can manipulate to integer or double or anything. So conversion is already happening. You can always do that in the program. That is okay. But at a time, you can either read 1 byte or 1 character. But then you can loop it up. You can loop the things up in the program in such a way that you are accepting characters 1 by 1. You are creating a string out of it, and then you are shifting it to the file. That can happen. Got it? Nidhi? Okay. Yes. Okay, fine. Then these classes that you are seeing so far, all these classes, these 4 classes that I've shown you so far, all the 4 classes are abstract, meaning they will have at least one or more than one abstract method inside it. And whichever class chooses to subclass them, or whichever class chooses to make these classes the super classes, these classes will have to provide implementation of that abstract method. These classes are kept as abstract because your reading and writing operation is dependent on which type of classes you are reading and writing for. Whether you are reading it from a file, then it is known as file input stream and file output stream. If you are reading it from socket communication, then socket input stream, output stream. Whether you are reading it to a filter output stream or filter input stream, again filter input stream, output stream. So these classes that you are going to use or you're going to study so far, to process this byte input, we are going to use your input stream as the suffix of the class. You can see it in the hierarchy also. Input stream will be the suffix for all the classes that want to have byte manipulation. You can see it here. See, I'll show it to you again. Input stream is going to be, see, input stream, output stream, buffered, input stream, output stream, data, input stream, output stream. So input stream and output stream both are predefined abstract classes. They have abstract methods inside it. If you see this input stream, it is going to be an abstract class. And your buffered input stream or data input stream for all the classes, see the class is actually abstract. And it is having some abstract method also, read. Why read is abstract? Because whether you want to read it from a file, then use the file input stream, okay? Use the file input stream class for reading it from a file. File input stream. Do you want to read it from a socket? Use socket input stream. Do you want to read from a data? Again, that is a file only. Use again data input stream. Depends on the application. But whenever you want to read bytes from the class, from whatever source, then your source is going to be the prefix, whether it is file, byte, buffered, byte array, anything. And your input stream is going to be the suffix for all the classes that want this byte input to happen. Similarly, for byte output to happen, your output stream is going to be the suffix for all the class names that want to use output stream with respect to outputting bytes to your program. Be it console, be it file, be it network communication, doesn't matter. But you want to output byte, then that class, which are predefined classes only, that class is going to use output stream as the suffix name. And similarly, for character input, you can use reader as suffix. Reader as suffix, meaning if you want to use this for file reader, no, then file reader. If you want to use the output, character output, if you want to output data to the file, then you can use file writer. Again, this is the suffix. Writer is going to be the suffix for all the classes that allows character output and character input. So that class's name is going to vary over here. File reader, file writer, meaning character input, character output. File input stream, file output stream, meaning byte input, byte output. Is it so far getting clear in your mind, the difference between both the classes? Is it getting clear in your mind? And yes, Vidhi, you're asking something?
No, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Yes, and these classes which are inbuilt classes, these all 4 classes are abstract only because they have read function. Definitely, reader will have read and writer will have write function. Depending upon whether it is file, data, buffered, byte array, whatever is the, you are suffixing it with, you are prefixing it with, that class is going to give its own implementation for read write, and same here for read write also. Okay, they are going to give their own implementation for read write because these classes are nothing but abstract classes. And now I am going to be more specific here. I am opening this input stream class for you. This input stream classes is the root class. It is the main class for reading the byte oriented stream. And which kind of methods this input stream will have, whatever method the input stream is going to have, this abstract class is going to have one or more abstract method, that is for sure. Okay, like I've shown you, it is going to have read as abstract method. You already know this because you have seen this. Okay, it is an abstract class that is going to have one or more abstract method. That is okay. Okay, now what all method this class is having, let us see that. Different methods of input stream class are, these are the methods for input stream class, and they are used for reading and writing byte only. Okay, the first method is abstract. It is returning something of type integer and it is reading. The function name is read. What is what is the meaning of read function? The read function is going to read out single byte from your destination file or console or network communication or your socket. It is going to read single byte from where, be it the source could be file, source could be your console data, or it could be network socket, doesn't matter, but it is going to read single byte. Meaning when I am telling it is reading 1 byte at a time, it can read 8 bits. Just keep this in mind very clear. When I am telling that your read function is reading bytes, single byte, one byte from your input stream, definitely if you want to read bytes, still the file is having data, you can loop this thing up. You can call the read function in loop and that is okay. But currently it is only reading a single bytes from your input stream. Why it is returning -1? Why it is returning integer over here is, if it returns -1, it means it has reached the end of the file. So to loop this thing up, what you can do, you can keep a while loop in such a way that till your read is happening, till your read is not equals to -1, you can keep on calling the read function and read the data out of it. Till it is not reaching end of file, meaning till it is your read is returning another number apart from -1, then keep on reading it. Once your file and is retrieved, or once your stream and is retrieved and there is no more data to read, it is going to return -1. Whenever it is -1, just terminate the read operation. Your while loop will get terminated automatically. So even though I am telling it can read 1 byte only, you can loop this thing up. You can loop it up for every single file methods. I am going to show you the methods of all the classes. You can loop it up for every single method. That is okay. But you must know it is returning only integer. Meaning you need to compare it with negative -1 for checking whether it is end of file as reached currently or not. That is the use of returning integer. Is so far the first method clear to you? Yes. This is abstract class, huh? Yes. Is the first method clear to you? Yes or no? Okay. Okay, fine. Okay, good. Then I'm coming to another method. Another method is simply, again, returning integer only. For -1, it is going to be same for all of them. And here it is taking some byte array as, in the bracket, it is taking some byte array. What is the use of this byte array? Whatever it is reading from the input stream, whatever input it is reading from the input stream via this read method, this readed value can be transferred to or shifted to or stored into this byte array. As your read function is constantly reading the data, as it is a byte input stream, it is going to read the byte data only. Whatever bytes are read by this read method, it can automatically store these bytes into this byte array, whatever array you are using over here. No, you can store this value. It is automatically going to read and store it in the byte array. And at the end, if you print the byte array, it is going to print the values which are read during the read method. And this function is currently non-abstract, meaning implementation is already declared in your input stream class. You need not to provide the implementation. Whichever class is going to subclass this can directly call the read, and it can directly store the, whatever is the read value in the byte array, and then you can use this byte array for whatever purpose you want. And what is the return value over here? What do you mean by this integer? The return value here indicates the number of bytes read by this read method. This integer doesn't indicate -1. This integer doesn't indicate the end of the file because it is going to read till end of the file. It is going to read the file till it reaches till the end, and for however number of bytes that are read and which are stored in this byte array, that number is returned by this integer. If your file or whatever is your input stream has read 5 bytes, then the byte array will be created of size 5 and this integer will return 5 because it is currently reading 5 bytes from your input stream. Only this method is returning -1 for stopping or mentioning that I have reached the end of the file. This read integer will show you this. Integer is going to indicate, it is going to return the number of bytes which are currently stored in the array, byte array, or which are already been read by your function read. That is the use of this integer. You have one more function over here, which is again returning the same thing, the number of bytes read. It is taking the byte array as usual for your, storing this value in the byte array. It is also taking one more offset over here and also one more length variable here. What is the use of this read function? This function read is going to read length number of bytes. It will never read more than this length number of bytes. If I tell that I have to read only 10 bytes from that file, okay, then length I'm specifying over here, it will never read more than 10 bytes. It is going to read 10 bytes only, and it is going to store it in this array from the starting position as the offset. If the array is of a size 100 and you are reading 10 bytes, that is okay. But you want to store this value from a 50th location, then that 50 you are passing here in the offset. From that position onwards, 10 bytes are going to get stored in this byte array. For however, the array is of bigger size, doesn't matter. For this much offset, from this position onwards, this many number of bytes are going to be used for reading and storing that many number of bytes in your byte array. That is the meaning of offset and length. Are you getting these things clear in your mind?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Any question do you have in this 3 methods? We have 3 different types of read methods over here. It is overloading over here. Definitely. Both the methods are overloaded over here. See, anybody is having any questions so far in the 3 read methods? Okay, fine. Then I want to show you one last method. It is again returning integer over here. Where is the spelling? Okay, yes, available. Okay, available. This will return this integer. What is the meaning of this available method and why it is returning integer? This integer is returning the number of bytes that can be read at once without blocking the current thread, meaning not thinking about thread for now. Available is going to print the available readable number of bytes in your file or the available number of bytes that can be read from the file. Just keep one thing, just keep this open, just keep one thing clear in your mind that for all these methods that you are using so far, every single method is going to throw some exception. Why it can throw the exception? Data is not there in the file, how it can read? If the file is not available, how it can read? Or the input stream connection is lost, how it can read? Or there is some problem with the byte. The byte is not there in the, or there are unreadable characters in the file, how it can read? Especially if you are reading it from the exe file or rar file. If you start and open those kind of file, exe file, rar file, jar file, all these files are unreadable in your Java program. Then how it can read? Those kind of complications will come, and it is definitely going to throw some exception known as IO exception. IO exception is input-output exception, which will definitely be thrown by these methods. So whenever you are using this method in your program, you have to use a throws clause for this exception. And IO exception is actually a checked exception. It is not unchecked. It will be checked during compile time only. So you cannot use that, you cannot leave it at the runtime. Whether the exception may occur or not, then you will catch it. No. You have to qualify your method. If you are using your PSVM for, reading it, and now you are, reading this file with the file reader or whatever you are doing here, you need to qualify that this function is capable of throwing this IO exception. You need to mention it explicitly because this exception is a checked exception. You cannot leave it at the compiler that it is going to resolve it on its own. No, you need to mention that it is throwing some IO exception. So all the methods which are used for reading and writing, both, whenever you are writing the file may not exist, right? Then in that case you need to work on like accordingly. You need to throw the exception which is going to catch on its own. Maybe JVM you want to handle it, maybe you want to handle it, totally your choice. But you need to throw this IO exception for sure to have this program execute. Otherwise, it is not going to compile at all. Okay. Anybody having any questions so far in these 4 functions for input stream? Yes. Anybody having any questions so far? We are going to see the implementation of these functions, but theoretical point of view, do you have any question? How these functions will work? What is the use of read second syntax, read third syntax available? Anybody having any questions so far? Okay, fine. Okay, then I am coming to the output stream class. The same way you have, where is output? Okay, you have output stream. Yes, the same way you have, input stream class. The same way your output stream class. And as you can read the data from here, you can definitely write the byte in that. Read the byte, write the byte. Whenever I want to write the byte, I am going to use write function. What can I write here? I can write a single byte from this function. Meaning this you can even pass integer because integer is a superclass for byte, that is okay. But your write function can actually write this bytes into your file, be it console, be it network communication socket over there, doesn't matter. It is going to write so and so bytes in your file. It is going to write single byte. Okay, it is not going to write at one time only. If you want to write multiple bytes, you need to call this function in your loop, that is for sure. But at a time, if you want to write 1 byte, you can use this function write once for writing 1 bytes in your file. Similarly, just like you have read with byte array, you have read with again byte array offset and length, same way you also have write in the same syntax. You also have write where what is happening with this write and byte array. It is going to write all the bytes from this byte array to your output stream. So if you want to create an array of type byte and you want to write all the bytes to your output stream, the output stream could be a file, it could be console, it could be network. If you want to write this complete byte array to your output stream, then you can pass here the array and your write is going to write it automatically. You don't need to write anything else. It is simply going to write out all the bytes to your output stream. Similarly, the third syntax is same as your read only, but here what we are passing, your byte array for sure, then same thing, integer offset, okay, and same thing, integer length. What do you mean by these two things? It writes, this function is going to write this many number of bytes in the byte array starting from the offset position. What I am trying to convey here is that this many number of bytes, length number of bytes from this byte array, okay, this many number of bytes are going to be written inside your byte array from the offset position to your output stream. If you want to write 5 bytes from 5th location, then from 5th location to 5 bytes are going to be written to your output stream from this byte array. Meaning you have the array of size 100. If you want to write only 10 bytes starting from 50th location, then 50 to 60, this 10 bytes from this byte array are going to be shifted to your output stream. Are you so far getting this very much clear in your mind? Is these functions clear in your mind for output stream and input stream? Yes or no? Are these functions clear in your mind? Read, write, available? Okay. Okay, okay, fine, fine, fine. Then I'm going to this. We have two more functions over here. Output stream is going to have one more function here known as flush. Okay, the flush function. What is the use of flush function? The flush function can explicitly flush the stream. It is going to force your bytes to be written to your destination type. Whenever you are calling the write function, you will definitely write your byte array or byte single byte or byte array to your output stream. For sure, it is writing, that is okay. But if your bytes, if there are a few leftover bytes which are still there in your buffer and they are not shifted to your output stream, then your flush function is going to shift those buffered data to your output stream. If you remember scanner, I have shown you the problem with scanner. Scanner, whenever you are taking the input in this format, you are inputting next line, you are inputting string from user, and then you are inputting integer from user, then I have told you that the buffer of scanner is not free. This /n is still there in the buffer, and sorry, not this sequence, this sequence, this one. See, integer and then string if you take, whenever you are entering 12 and then you press enter, the /n is still there in the buffer of scanner. The scanner's buffer is still not empty, and the /n gets extracted in your next line. So there is no mechanism for flushing out this /n over here. It is still there in the buffer, memory of scanner. So you need to clear out the input. You need to clear the buffer before accepting the fresh input for your name or whatever string that you are getting. No, you need to empty your buffer for this thing. This is the problem with scanner. This problem will not occur in this writers and reader of stream classes because we have the flush function in the output stream for whatever number of bytes which are there in the buffer of this output stream class. They will be flushed to your output stream before the stream is getting closed. Again, close is a function which is used for closing that stream completely. Means henceforth no input output or no read write operation can occur. For sure, output also and input also. For reading and for writing, if you want to close a stream, you can use close. But flush is used for shifting the buffered bytes in your stream to your output stream. Whatever bytes are remaining in your pipeline, in your stream pipe, you can shift them to your output, the destination classes, destination file or console or network by using the flush function. This flush and close, both are interview point of questions. What is the use of flush? They'll ask you. What is the use of close? They'll ask you. Okay. Again, one more thing. The close is used for closing the stream. Without closing this output stream, no. Implementation of the stream may not flush itself. See, if flush and close both have to be written consecutively like this order only, because flush can flush out data to the output stream, that is okay. But if you don't close your stream, the stream may be still open for input output. Close is kind of finally for flush. If you are using flush, you are using close for closing the file input stream. You are using close for saving the data and closing that file. So both have to be worked simultaneously. And if you are using both simultaneously, then the loss of the data will not happen anytime, because now the stream is closed, no input output can occur. And flush is going to forcefully empty the pipeline. And you're getting the use of a flush and close here. Yes. Anybody having any questions so far? Okay. Okay, fine. Okay, good. And the same way, okay, anybody having any question in input stream classes and output stream classes? Then I can move on to character reading writing. Anybody having any question in input stream classes and output stream classes? Okay, fine. Then I can move on to your reader writer, that is character input and character output stream. Same way, it is in IO package only, and both are abstract classes, and they are dealing with or manipulating characters. Dealing with reading and writing of characters, you have reader class and you have writer class. Again, it is abstract class only. Okay, abstract reader class is there. It is used for reading and writing in character-oriented stream, not byte-oriented stream. And this reader and writer, they are having also same way the method they are having for byte, no, same method they are having for read also. Okay, we have three methods again here. We have read, we have integer read to this character array. Okay, and third, we also have abstract read for reading to this character array for this much offset and for this much length. The abstract method over here is different. See, the abstract method in the byte class in the input stream was this initial method read. Here, the abstract method is the last method. The abstract method is this one, which is reading these many number of characters for this many offset and for this many length. Whatever it is reading from the file or anywhere, it is reading these many number of length of characters, and from this offset or from this position, these characters are stored in this character array. Destination character array is this one, and it gets stored in this array for this much length. It is not going to read no more than this number of length. Okay, this many characters are read, and these read characters are stored from this position in this destination array. That is the use of this abstract read integer. The function is same only. There is no change in the explanation of the function, but instead of byte, it is going to read here characters. That is the only difference. And same here also, we have abstract writer class. Writer class, again, same thing. It is having the first method integer write, which is non-abstract. Then you have integer write from this character array, whatever you are passing over here. And the last is abstract, integer write. Again, character, where do you want to write? Do you want to write it from this character array? Yes, I want to write the data to your output stream from this character array, from this position for this length. So functions are same only. The operation or meaning is also same, but only there is the difference between abstraction. This function is currently abstract, whereas in stream classes, the first function was abstract. Simple read was abstract and write was abstract. Here you have abstract. Integer write is abstract and this read and write is abstract. Anybody having any questions so far in this 4 classes and these 4 functions? If you're not understanding anything, just let me know. I will help you out. Anybody having any question in these classes? Okay, good. Okay, fine. Then what do I want to show you is, actually, if you know these functions, you can write implementation of these functions with different classes. What I want to show you is, what I want to convey the message over here is that if you know these classes now, these are the 4 classes which we are going to study here, not for actually 8, but see, these are the input and output stream classes. We have data input output, byte array input output, file input output, and buffered input output. I want you people to research on these classes on your own. Research on these classes because they all are the subclasses of input stream and output stream, right? If you are comfortable with input stream and output stream, you will automatically be comfortable with reader and writer. Research on this you already know now. That is okay for you. I want you to research on this prefix data that we have added over here. Data, byte array, file, and buffered. Right now only we still have time. For a few minutes we still have time, or maybe I can give you this as homework, or whenever you're free, you try to research on this. Research on these prefix classes, data, byte array, file, and buffered. All these classes are subclasses of input stream and output stream. So all these classes are going to use the same functions for reading and writing. Whenever you want to read from input stream, you are going to give the implementation of read. You can use any of the method. You can check the available bytes from integer available. And whenever you want to write something using output stream, you can also use same output stream over here. And you can use the function write any of the write method that you want to use, that is okay. And you can use flush and close for closing the stream. The function speaks for itself only. Whenever you are free, that is okay, not today, but whenever you are free, try to research on these 4 classes: data, byte array, file, and buffer. In the next class, I want you people only to show me the example of these, because the method stands for itself. The method speaks for itself, what the write is doing, what the read is doing. I want you people to research this on your own, and in the next class, come with some example that is reading the data from data, file, buffer, and byte array. Okay. If not file, if you're not comfortable with file, I'm okay with that. File we can open in the next session, that is okay. But at least byte, data, and buffer you can easily do. Please research on this. Use these methods for implementation. Just write a program till available number of bytes. You are reading it and you are writing it to these streams. Please write the programs and research this topic for data, byte array, and buffer. Okay, this is the homework for you. Please research this on your own. The more you research, the more you'll understand. Please do these things whenever you are free. Okay. In the next class, we can go and come up with the example, and then we can go ahead with the programs on these classes. So far, is anybody having any questions? Okay. Please do the research on these classes. They are very easy. In just, hardly 2 to 3 lines, you can implement the reading and writing with just one function read and one function write, right? Please try the write a program for these classes. I'll be seeing this program in the next class, okay? And I'll take the attendance, and then you all can leave the session. Yes. Ayush? Rohan? Bipin?
Present, ma'am.
Manav?
Yes, ma'am.
Anuj? Riddhi?
Present, ma'am.
Riddhi is there. Yashraj? Jash?
Yes, ma'am.
Mansi? Nikita?
Present, ma'am.
Yes. Manthan?
Present, ma'am.
Amit Kumar? Devansh?
Present, ma'am.
Ala? Yashang?
Yes, ma'am.
Bipin?
Yes, ma'am.
Tushar?
Present.
Yash?
Present.
Manyar? Parmar?
Present.
Yes. Udayraj? Rishabh?
Ma'am, present. Mani are present, ma'am.
Yes. Ivanchi?
Present, ma'am.
Janvi?
Present, ma'am.
Dhanushali? Harshvardhan? Vijayaraj?
Present, ma'am.
Radhania?
Present, ma'am.
Bharti?
Present, ma'am.
Avinash?
Present, ma'am.
Anjul? Limbani?
Present, ma'am.
Arjan? Maharana? Tanmayraj?
Yes, ma'am.
Vignesh Prasad? Anjumani?
Ma'am, present, ma'am. Jignesh.
Yes. Sushil Prasad?
Present, ma'am.
Dhruvi? Naitik? Dharmik? Mohammed? Runal?
Present, ma'am.
Nidhi?
Hello, ma'am. 31 present.
Yes, Dhruvi. Arpit?
Present, ma'am.
Meghna?
Yes, ma'am.
Yash? Divya, Saif Ali,
Yes, ma'am.
yes, Samir Alam,
Present, ma'am.
Isha,
Present, ma'am.
Vibhucha,
Present, ma'am.
Om Parik, Aditya, Diplani,
Present.
Yes, ma'am, Aditya.
yes, yes, Aditya Jain, Jayadakan, Priyank,
Present, ma'am.
Tushar,
Present, ma'am.
Nikita,
Present, ma'am.
Girish,
Present, ma'am.
Pratik,
मैम AI 40
Yes, ma'am.
AI,
प्रेजेंट
40,
40 चैट
Yash,
चैट बॉक्स में मैंने लिखा था
yes, yes, yes. Okay, enrollment number 62. Three is there. 61, 59, 60, 63, 64, Ima,
प्रेजेंट मैम
yes, 65,
Present, ma'am.
73,
यस मैम
Mohammed,
यस मैम
yes, yes, Gulshan Raj, Jaideep, Diti, Vaishali,
Ma'am. Present, ma'am. Smriti, present.
yes, yes, Vaishali, Vasu,
Present, ma'am.
Kunal,
Present, ma'am.
Alivad, Alivad is there. Yes, you are.
Present.
Yes, Shri, you are there. Yes, yes, yes.
Madam, AI3 present.
Allah is there.
Yes, madam.
Yes. But you all can leave the session. Elazar is also there. Okay, fine. I'll mark you as present.